So I don't know if Tori is hopping on. She may have forgot. We reached out. But what I can do is I'm going to take notes and write down any of the questions that you guys might have for her. So she can do like a video recording or something for us. That way, all of the questions get asked and we can, figure it out, since I don't know if she's hopping on. I don't know if her service is rough and she lost track of time. So does anybody have anything that they want to ask or wanted to ask for Tori?
I do.
Go ahead. Oh, Linda.
Yes. So I think, I'm not positive, we may have come to some sort of a discovery of my low back pain. I have arthritis, which looks to be getting more progressive in my, ready? L4, so lower lumbar, L4, left facet. I think it's FACET. It's a little bony part that sticks off your spine.
Do this. They catch each other and they get really arthritic, and they're in the little space in between them.
Yes. So I had an MRI and it was very illuminated. It was white in the MRI, and the one that I had 3 years ago was not as white. So there's a progression. So I guess my question is, and I'm sure my doctors are gonna tell me this, but I'm still kind of in the throes of it all. What can you do? I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be like, well, avoid inflammatory foods, wheat, and, gluten and alcohol and dairy and blah, blah, blah. But maybe there is something else I don't know. Or is it just like, well, Linda, this is what you have. Proceed accordingly, which is great. If that's the answer, then great. That's what I need. I'm tired of spinning my wheels. Like, I've spent an entire Tuesday the other week at all these different doctor's appointments, and I'm kind of over it. Went to the rheumatologist. I'm going to have more blood work done. I got another MRI. Not only is it expensive, but it's just time consuming, and it's just ridiculous. So, does that make sense?
It does. Question? Yeah. So the arthritis in your low L4, your left facet.
Facet.
Had multiple MRIs, and it's progressively gotten worse because the part that was illuminated was brighter the second MRI around. So you're asking, what can you do to alleviate some of that pain? Or what is the next step, I guess, because you want to be able to feel good. I'm guessing this is something that you feel pretty frequently.
Yeah. And I've had cortisone shots. In fact, I'm being referred to yet another doctor who's probably going to recommend injections, and I'll probably do it just to satisfy their whim. But the only reason why is because I feel like at least they know exactly where to go, whereas the other ones, maybe they weren't exactly sure where they were putting this cortisone because I didn't get relief in the past. So I'm just wondering, I know Tori's like the exercise queen. So are there certain exercises that I could do? I mean, I've literally done it all, you guys. Acupuncture, CBD, THC oils. I wore the freaking SI belt. I've done the PT. I've seen the pelvic floor specialist. I feel like you name it, I've done it. I haven't spread goat blood on my low back. Just kidding. I was trying to think of something really far out there that someone's going to say, but have you tried this? So anyway.
Right.
That's it. I'm not going to take up more time. I'm just kind of moving forward. I've been doing some low impact strength exercises, and I think that's probably just going to be the route I have to take. I don't know.
Are there any movements that you do that you find irritated more than others?
Yes. So I can teach my entire hour-long class of dance fitness. And I would say it is low to moderate impact. The very last song, which is the easiest, right? You stand and you stretch and you do those, how when you Inhale up, hands to knees, and you do the whole cat-cow thing like that. All of the stretching, slow movements and over to the side, just fired it up. Fire up my back. So it's weird. It's not necessarily like, what you would think would be all the crazy movement. I'm trying to think of what else. Sometimes just in the morning, this is a little bit of TMI, but sometimes in the morning I'll get out of bed, it could hurt, and then I just go sit on the toilet, and if you look down, kind of just that looking down will activate it. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's the best one, and then I really am going to be done because I want someone else to have a chance. So then I go to the sink, and when I am fiddling around, like putting water in my hair because my hair is short and going in every direction, and I'm putting water in my hair, standing at my bathroom sink and doing those type of forward motions is a killer. I have to actively engage my core and push my hips forward so that it doesn't hurt. And I really hope that all my neighbors are enjoying this conversation and me sharing with them all about my low back issues. Because my house butts up to 1, 2, 3, 4 homes. But anyway, that's another time when it really acts up. And so I've learned to ways to work around it. But it's just interesting. And maybe it's just me at 53 being grateful and experiencing the aging process. Maybe.
I think if you have a conversation with Tori, I think she'll definitely be able to. I feel like probably what would be best, since you've tried everything under the sun, would have a conversation with her to kind of talk through multiple things. Because obviously you're feeling it in certain places when you're going like this and kind of having that downward motion. It's probably connected with some other things, and she is the expert, so I'm not going to pretend to know everything that she does. But I think having a conversation with her would be really beneficial.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw my thing out there, and I'm done. Okay. Everyone else, it's your turn. It's your turn. It's your turn. Thanks, Tabby.
No problem.
Anytime you get a diagnosis of arthritis, it just sucks. Because that's what is my neck. I have arthritis in my neck, so I know it just stinks. So, and I had my Tori checkup call last Monday, so we're tweaking a few things, and but doing her neck exercises in the morning. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. I mean, but my sister, who's an assistant physical therapy, says you just got to keep moving. So don't give up moving. Yeah. But it stinks when you're in pain. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like once, like the rheumatologist was asking me, when you get up, are you stiff? And I say, yeah, especially after I've worked out. And then I go sit in my car, I might eat my lunch or check some, messages or whatever. And then I go to get up again. And he's like, well, are you stiff for minutes or hours? I'm like, no, just a couple of minutes. And he's like, yeah, that's a sign of arthritis. So I don't know. And I've also heard it's kind of strange. It's, I don't know if this is true or a wives' tale or what have you, but a lot of times it's more prevalent in short people. I'm all of, 4'11" and shrinking. So I don't know.
All right. Did anybody else have any questions ready for Tori? They could be specific, maybe just general. Any aches and pains anybody's having?
I don't have any aches and pains, but I got my new barefoot shoes.
Mm-hmm.
They're Wittens, and they're the ones that Tori recommended. And I actually have less back pain than I did before I wore them. I can walk from here to the park and back and not have any back pain at all, and stand there and push the swing and stand there and help Harmony slide and no back pain at all. It's amazing.
All right, so you're really liking those shoes.
I love them. I've worn them every single day since we got here.
So for the other ladies, Tori has a Facebook page. What is it? Movement and A and Q?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Is it Fitme Movement A and Q?
I have my computer here. I will look it up. I want to say it's Fitme Movement.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that's what it is.
Q&A, so I've got it up right now.
Okay. And if you scroll down, it'll show you what kind of shoes are better for you than what we've been wearing. Is that right, Julie?
Yeah.
Well, she does have recommendations there unless she's given you a specific recommendation. So mine was specific to me. The Wittens were, because she doesn't even list them on the recommendations that are on there.
Wait,
So, or that I
question.
She
What?
put it on there because the LEMS is shut down for 3 months, so you can't even order a LEMS, but she does have it on here.
Oh, okay.
The Whiten or Witten. I don't
So
know.
it's called, sorry. It's
I
on
don't know.
Facebook and it's called Fit Me Movement Q&A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll invite you in.
Q&A group. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Way to
group.
go, Tabby.
I had a generic question and I felt dumb asking it, but I was going to ask. I don't know what zero drop means when it says zero drop shoe.
It means that, you know how your regular tennis shoes are raised in the back?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
These have, I'll show you them.
Tori's
While she's
power
getting the
is out.
shoe, I also believe, Carrie, that it means there's no arch support.
Okay.
It's like flat, right, Tabby? Just flat.
There's some of them have a little bit of arch support. You have to do a little bit of research. So
Yeah, these have zero arch support in them, but it hasn't bothered my feet at all,
yeah.
or my arches. Here, let me turn this around. So these are
Tori-
the shoes I got, and they're really flat, and they bend really easily to match with your foot, and they're very, very wide, and I
Ooh.
love them.
Okay.
And as you can tell, they're very dirty. I've been wearing them a lot.
Wearing them camping.
Yeah. So yeah, they're perfect for, and she recommended them to me. So those are the ones that I bought.
Cool.
I'm a big fan of the Ultras as well. ALTRA Ultra. That's another one that's zero drop, and it's the toe box is very wide. So if you have any issues, like I have Morton's neuroma, or if you have, I don't know, maybe plantar fasciitis, maybe a bunion, what have you. But if you need a wider toe box, those are really good. My girlfriend just bought them too, and they don't bother her feet.
Yeah, I have a fat foot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if
I
you have
do.
fat feet.
I have fat feet too.
Fat feet.
Fat foot.
My feet are just wide. They're really wide.
Yeah, that too. I have wide, fat, thick feet.
So what was the note that came up? Tori said what?
Tori just texted me and her power was out, but she's getting on now.
Oh,
That was a few minutes ago. So.
gotcha.
We did just get, because Tori's in Maryland and I'm in Jersey, we did just get a pretty, not aggressive storm, but it was raining pretty hard. So
Yeah, and she lives out in the country, which she does. I mean, she's out with a bunch of trees and stuff.
Oh, how funny, Julie! You're the person that posted this on that Facebook group, not Tori.
About the Wittens, yeah, I
Yeah.
posted it because the link she sent me for the men's, because apparently the women's were out. So I just waited and waited and waited, and then I searched again, and I came up with these, and because she wanted me to get a specific pair, and these must have been right because she was happy with those.
Yeah.
Because they come in all kinds of different colors, but I guess the ones that come in all kinds of different colors, they have less cushion in them in the bottom. So, and you can take the cushions out so that you have less cushion and wash them and whatnot. But
Yeah,
I like them just how they are. I might go down later, but right now they're working perfectly.
And she has, because I had plantar fasciitis, so she has me on a foot exercise routine that I've had probably heel pain for years, and doing her exercises in my routine that she has given me has really eliminated my plantar fasciitis. So she's good.
She is.
Might be taking her internet a while to get up too if they lost power.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Like Wi-Fi and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tabby, I have a question. So you're gonna have her reply to these questions how? Like, where will I see the answer?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. We're just doing it. We're just playing it by ear.
We are. Basically, I'm taking a bunch of notes and then I can just like type it up and send it to Tori because we were messaging earlier today. So I can totally do that.
Gotcha.
I want a pair of these barefoot shoes now.
They're awesome. I always have back pain walking to and from the park here at the campground. And because I have to stand there and push the swing, and I've just noticed that I don't have the back pain that I was having wearing these like I was my regular shoes. So now I wear my Birkenstocks or those all the time. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear nothing else.
It totally makes sense though, now that I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, like why would it help not, having that raised heel? And I guess just raising your heels ever so slightly kind of turns your pelvis in that shortened range of motion. So it makes sense that the low back would be tight.
That, and when you're wearing barefoot shoes, more of the muscles in your foot activate. So when you're first wearing them, if you're not used to walking barefoot, and I walk barefoot a lot in my house or on my treadmill or whatnot. So when I'm walking barefoot all the time, I don't have that issue. But now with these shoes, my foot is moving like it's supposed to be, and I'm not sore. So, but it can make you sore at first if you're not used to walking barefoot.
And I'd walk barefoot everywhere if I could, if it didn't hurt my feet.
Then the barefoot shoes are perfect for you.
I definitely, I want to click on that link that you put in the movement group. So I want to check those out.
Yeah, those are the ones that Tori recommended for me. So that's what I bought. And I got them in black because they go with everything.
That was smart.
Well,
Yeah, Tori just messaged me. I don't think she's going to be able to get on since,
okay.
yeah, I think it's out and it's probably not reconnecting for her, which is totally, I can always get her any questions anybody has.
So there was a crazy storm in Southern Maryland today. I've been getting the announcements or notifications for it. So if you're down for it, Tabby, I'd love to try again next Monday for Tori's Q&A, because I know, bye Carrie, it was good to see you, even briefly, I just hopped on. But I really want you guys to get your Q&A with Tori. So if we can just reschedule that for next Monday. In the meantime, was there anything that you were coming to this call, this movement call, and you were looking like questions or concerns or things that you were thinking about that potentially we could share now?
I have another one, but if someone else has something, I will zip it and I will wait.
I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm surprised at how good I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm good too, because I just had my checkup call with Tori. And Tabby, I couldn't walk barefoot for literally years. And I am now, just like within the last week, I'm able to walk barefoot again around my house. And I went to doctors and they're like, oh, as you get old, your arch falls and you have to wear shoes and you have to wear supports. And Tori's like, no, we need to strengthen your arch and work on your arch. And so I have 2 routines that she has me do. And I usually get one of each routine done a week. But I am now just able to walk barefoot again. So
That's amazing.
it is, because I'm old.
Oh, please. You are a baby. You are a baby. I don't even want to hear it. But I think it's really important what you just said, Terry, because I think a lot of times, and I'm from a medical background, so I love medicine and I love modern medicine, and I'm very thankful for all of the advances that we have. So that's my disclaimer. And now I'm going to also say that doctors and nurse practitioners and PAs, while they may be amazing, they don't necessarily know how to progress us further to just be healthy. They're taught to treat sick. So what you just said, Terry, really hit me, because I used to not be able to be barefoot ever. Plantar fasciitis, and my mom, she always has like big, like cushiony shoes. And so I just thought I have to put shoes on all the time. And I started just like you did, Terry, what you're talking about, like going barefoot. And you had a whole regime of exercises. I wasn't quite as responsible. I just kind of started going barefoot and kind of got through that initial, this really sucks and my feet hurt. And I feel that my feet are stronger. I have a lot of work to do, but I can go barefoot all day in my house now, when it used to be getting out of bed was like, I mean, that first step was like, bam, like razor blades in my heel. So there's something to be said for that strengthening. And I applaud all of you for kind of advocating for yourself and choosing a different path than what medicine and healthcare tell you is the path to success. So you guys are awesome.
And just tell Tori what hurts. Whether it's from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And she'll just kind of work out a routine for you. And lo and behold, you know, after a little while, you're walking barefoot and you're like, wow, it doesn't hurt anymore. So.
And I think a big takeaway from Tori's teachings, if you will, because I'm definitely a disciple of Tori, but I think a big takeaway from what she talks about is just moving your body and noticing what feels good or what potentially causes you like a little bit of a catch, right? Like not necessarily pain. If it's pain, cool, but noticing it, not panicking, not judging, but just moving your body and noticing how it feels. I think that has really taught me a lot about how to fix myself, you know, in addition to, hey, I'm always checking in with Tori.
And moving your eyes before you move your body. That was like, you know, a big aha.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Linda, go ahead. I know you said you had another.
Oh, it's so basically it's been diagnosed as tennis elbow in my left arm, and it came out of nowhere. It was the day after I went hiking, and I don't know, like months ago, February. So again, I've been doing PT. I've been wearing like a brace sometimes on it. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I'm currently taking steroids to rule out some things if they don't work. I'm on day 3 and I don't feel any relief, but it's just interesting. So it's right where the muscle connects at your elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the frustrating part is that if I had taken a fall or had an accident or something, then it would be okay. Well, that makes sense. But to go on a hike and not even really use my arm and the next day wake up and be like, oh, my arm hurts so bad. Like I can't lift weights. I can't pick up a cup of coffee. Anytime I want to grab something and then pinch to get, to pick something up, even if it's light. I can't do it. So, I've been seeing some people, seeing some doctors, and they're like, I haven't gotten any real good answers yet. And that's why I was going to a rheumatologist, because they were looking at other things. So it's just kind of weird.
So what you just said, like, I really felt, because a part of my problem, it's very vague and annoying. And it's even annoying for me to tell you guys about it, because it's when I stick my arm out and I try to push anything, I feel weak, right? Like that's like the vaguest feeling.
How are you pushing? Your arm is going out and you're pushing what, forward?
Just anything. It back, forward, like I feel something down my arm, right?
Yeah.
So when I talked to Tori about it, and this is the reason I'm sharing this, is because it sounds similar to, like, it came out of nowhere. I hadn't just done a huge workout. Like I was just going about my daily business, and all of a sudden it was bugging me, right? So when I talked to Tori, she gave me this explanation that I freaking loved, and I've noticed ever since. She was talking about, like, you probably heard of like the whole myofascial situation, like that we have fascia across our entire body.
Yeah.
And when we stop moving it, like if we're more sedentary and we're not twisting and turning and doing all of the movements our body's designed to do, we get sticky, right?
Yep.
So, when she's talking about, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I hurt my deltoid. Like I'm, getting all fancy, right? Because I'm trying to figure out why it is that bothers me. And she's talking about, when I saw her, I'm lucky enough to have seen her in person, and she gave me this killer freaking massage. She found the problem all the way down closer to like my sciatic area, like the nerve, and like closer to my butt. And she asked me if I had been twisting and turning and moving, like I said earlier, like checking in with myself in the morning, waking up and doing like full range of motion. And like, then she gave me some exercises to do, but I caught on to her. They really were just like a focus of moving my body in every way that it can move. And when I'm consistent with them, it feels better. So Linda, I'm not saying that your issue isn't the same. I'm not saying it's the same as mine, but I thought it was really interesting when I started to truly move and stretch out in those different directions. It like released that fascia to let all the muscles underneath it move the way that they're supposed to. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what it is. I am no Tori, but she's pretty smart.
Yeah. There's been some speculation from my PT that it's coming from my spine, because I do have some issues like C3, C4. And if you look on like the little, I don't know what it's called, the map, and they say like what parts of your body are directly correlated to different parts on your spine, it is that spot on your arm. So it could be that. I'll end by saying that I started taking hot yoga again, and I'm loving that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I just feel like a little bit of strength, a little bit of stretch, a little bit of heat, a little bit of spiritual healing. I don't know.
Good for you.
Yeah. Feels good overall. It feels good.
Yes, ma'am.
But I still have the pain, and it's still frustrating.
So, Linda, Tori is going to can you hop on the call next Monday?
I mean, probably. Let me check my calendar. I'm so busy.
I think you're a very busy lady. I have seen you dancing your little keister off with a whole bunch of other people.
Oh, if only we could dance the keister off.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to meet you in person, young lady.
Well, we got to dance.
Yes,
Ditto.
ma'am.
Can't wait to meet you guys.
So Tori's going to be on next Monday, barring any crazy storm. And we can't say for Southern Maryland that that's not a thing, because it knocks everything out for kind of a ridiculous amount of time. But otherwise, she is also going to have a Q&A in 2 weeks on a Zoom call. So we're going to give, it's going to be every 2 weeks. She'll either be on the movement call or on a Zoom call. So you guys will have access for further conversation.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
I just need like 1,000 reminders. So somebody work on that for me.
I'll make sure
I can do that for you.
Yeah, Terry, look at that. Accountability buddies. What?
I'll
Thank
Marco
you,
Polo you
Tabby.
and make sure you're here.
Awesome.
All right. So then I did take notes with any of the questions that you did have, Linda, but if she's going to be on, I would say save him for the expert to talk to her directly. That way,
Well, I mean, please
now.
pass them on just in case, but I will plan on, logging back in, but if you can just give them to her to give her a heads up so I don't have to repeat everything.
I can do that.
Awesome.
Peachy
Thank
keen.
you, Tabby.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for jumping on. I think we even without Tori here, we had a good discussion of all things Tori anyway. So they're always fun when we all jump in.
We did. Good job. Good job.
Good to see you twice in one day, Terry.
Ditto. Yes.
I've been stalking you.
Aha.
Wait, one last question. Is Tori coming to the September event?
No, and it makes my heart hurt, but she is a horse person. So when you have a stable of horses, you don't get to go anywhere for longer than like a day.
Yeah.
So it makes my heart hurt. But Tori is like I don't know. We're very lucky when we get moments with her. So she will not be able to be at the event. However, we will have some really interesting speakers as far as body and movement goes. Dr. Sandy is going to be there. And I know that a few of you, looks like Tabby and Terry know Dr. Sandy, and I know Marlena does. Sandy's freaking red-tastic. And she is a PT. She's a doctor of physical therapy, and she knows her stuff. And it's a little bit of a different take than Tori's, but it is, she's very, very well versed, and she's all about like movement and healing. So we will scratch that itch for you, Linda.
Excellent.
All right, guys. Well, then nobody has anything. We will jump back on next Monday with Tori, and I'll post some reminders in the Facebook group and some of the Marco Polos. Just a reminder.
All right.
Thanks, Tabby.
Tabby.
Thanks,
Tabby.
guys.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.